But I'm probably gonna go to bed soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably should too. You said there are two hunters, finite hunger and infinite hunger, and they're opposite of each other. The infinite hunger is compelled to divide, separate, and become fragmented into the infinite as we know it. And our finite egos, as shadows casted by the creation, are hungry for wholeness and to return to the infinite. Every action an ego takes is, with some unconscious, attempt to return to its original state of infinite contentment, and yet it struggles in how to do so. This is essentially giving a sense of physics to consciousness, where our finite egos are like magnets that need to attach to something else in order to be whole. At least that's what it tells us. Through accepting our place in the infinite, our desires are fulfilled, and we no longer leak our unnecessary desire by clinging on to things most finite egos think they need. Very interesting. Our breath is certainly something we should be mindful of, especially how we do it. Different breathing exercises with different purposes will blend perfectly with summoning certain frameworks.
I remember that podcast.
Hey Jacques, do you want to call us weekend sometime soon? Yeah, I'm off Saturday, so that would be best for me. I can't read it.
Yeah, I don't know if that will have any like useful information. But it was interesting to look at.
Hmm. Any shot you can call right now, Jacques? It's all good if you can't. My ability to call the next few days has just been obliterated. No, tonight, I mean. Can call it like 7. Sounds good, but I may be wishy-washy with it when I can, but it should be around 7. Already. How late will you be available roughly? I'll be free all night, or like 3, 4 a.m. Good, that works perfectly. Maybe later, and I guess like 10 at the latest. A little more sure one? Yes, yeah. Apologies, 11:15. Remember, I'm there. My bad, I'll be there super soon. And conceptualized cancer. Jacques, is there any concept you'd want to learn about but don't know where to look? Here are a few fields of interest you could be interested in, like Eastern and Western philosophy, ancient and modern religion and spirituality, quantum mechanics and astronomy, psychology, sacred geometry, essentially spiritual mathematics, esoteric philosophies, alchemy, lucid dreaming, astral projection. I don't know, man. I'm just listing everything I think of. Anything you think you'd find interest in just by diving into it with the intent to learn it. I greatly desire to help out you out of your rut, and learning is a surefire way to make at least my day feel like I'm making progress on something meaningful that you can watch and participate in. If there's anything, let me know, and I'll find resources for you to look at it. Not knowing where to start with learning something is not always the greatest obstacle, so figure might as well cut the part of the equation out for you if I can. Sorry, how about esoteric philosophies? Alright, so I'd recommend looking into Hermeticism and Gnosticism. Those blend spirituality and religion with Western philosophy in a way that most Western religions don't. It reminds me much of Eastern philosophies, but with a Western take. I just love the concept of ancient philosophies going back thousands of years with a cycle of students and masters, all seeking the same wisdom generation after generation. For Hermeticism, here's the video going over the basics. I'd also I'd also recommend reading the Kabbalion, a text about Hermetic concepts in the 1900s. It's a modern take on the ideas, which I think would be a very worthwhile read for you. Here's a link. For Gnosticism, which Carl Jung was particularly interested in because of its psychological slash spiritual take on Western religion, here's some videos going over the basics. This reads like a chat GPT script. That's funny.
I
Uh, it was way before
was
you
trying to
ever.
be that.
Yeah, but that's funny. But it was way before you ever could have even mimicked it. Um, like with all religions and philosophies, these aren't sure to be 100% right, so take everything with a grain of salt and allow your frameworks to filter the meaning from the language used. Cool, thanks. Hey, yo, I got my hands on Sub 2. We're probably going to do it tomorrow night. Any ideas in particular, everything I should meditate on?
Um, are you capable of calling today, Chuck? Me and Trevor are calling soon. There's a framework that I would highly advise. It's the one I went into my Sub 1 trip with. I tripped on Sub 1 yesterday, and I had an incredible time. So if you can't call, I will leave a voice message about it. If you can, you should.
threw up the mushrooms. Schope wears his pain like nothing. Nietzsche eats it like breakfast. Life is meaningless and a pendulum between boredom and pain. Nietzsche uses information, helps us by talking about how we need to find things to avoid the nihilistic path, and how God is dead, we need to turn away, which rules against the will to life, to live a better one. Real. Fancy. I sadly cannot. I can call anytime tomorrow, but I have senior grad practice tomorrow at 9 to 12 a.m. So I have to go to sleep like Joe. Now. Good night. Good night, brother. Hope the tea goes well.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you said sleep like Joe. I thought you were gonna say sleep like making a joke about Sleepy Joe Biden, but then I saw it was a typo for now.
Here's a breathing method the SEALs use. Not sure if you still want to become a Navy SEAL, Jacques, but they figured out a pretty solid. I forgot you want to do that. The breath exercises are extremely enjoyable. They're complete different meditations. They all seem to have unique effects. It's weird how long we've known Jacques for. Like it's weird that he's been our friend for like 2 years now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome book. Neuroscience applied to well-being and mental health. Recommend watching this one, Jacques. Very informational and helpful. Actually, was just watching some of that video the other day. Oh,
I still I remember him saying that. I still found that to be like it was just some random video that I watched, and I just like right out of the blue, I was, hey, you should probably watch this, and he's like, yeah, I also watched that. I'm like, of course you did.
yeah. Always the fucking YouTube algorithm being God's little elf. Odds are that will be all of July, Jacques. I'll let you know when I know exact dates, but I can't fucking wait. We will tell you as soon as we know for ourselves. We're just waiting at this point. Oh yeah, we'll be
Oh,
incredible.
I remember we were thinking about doing it with him at the camper. Oh, could you imagine that alternate timeline?
That would have been absurd. The power goes out and everything. Jesus. Graduating, most epic. They said no glasses. They didn't say no goggles. I had a spare pair of goggles. I did that on purpose, and then they screamed at me. But that was a heap of fun. Goddamn, I got fucking obliterated last night. In case you were wondering, the framework binds to vomiting your brains out. Yeah, I remember that. It was the weirdest thing. Whenever I tried to think really hard, whenever I tried to run the frameworks, it made me throw up. So it was like I couldn't fix the alcohol vomit with the frameworks because for some reason, even though they could make throwing up enjoyable, they just made me vomit my fucking brains out. Like it was like
That's hilarious.
it made the like dizziness speed up. It was fucking terrible. Um, hey Jacques, think you can call sometime soon?
What I like about jujitsu is that I don't know. Whenever you describe wrestling, it seems like you always described very abstract set of roles. I just do not philosophically agree with. As far as fighting goes, like there was a punishment for getting on your back, such forth, and the weight thing. It's like, for jujitsu, it's like you can fight someone massively larger than you because strength is not necessarily the key factor here. Skill and jujitsu was so popular because little small people could take on huge dudes with it. So like weight's not an issue. And oh yeah, that you like you're allowed to get on your back, and it's like there's actually stuff you can do on your back. That always felt natural to me. Like, but yeah, that's a place you can fight. Yeah, it's a place you're going to get.
More like it felt natural to you because it was fucking
Yo,
trying it.
Chuck,
Yeah.
I bet you would love martial arts of some form. I just did jujitsu for the first time today, and that was very fun. This was kind of personal, and I didn't do a lot of it. I just practiced some basic moves, but it was a lot of fun, and it's like that is cool. Imagine, Jock, you start doing jujitsu, which in itself has
Now he actually is too. Which is pretty cool. I can call today before like 4:30 or anytime tomorrow or Saturday, and then I think we should call tomorrow. What time is good for you guys? I'll be able to later tonight. How about you guys? I'm free whenever, like maybe 9. Same but morning. I'll be very tired. Same well. I'm free now until death. How about now, Ashton? I can. I'll be in voice chat. Would y'all be opposed to me bringing Devin with me to Kentucky? I don't know if he'd be willing to go. Not sure if you'd enjoy that, but certainly an idea. I would like that. You should definitely try, but as Trevor said, I'm not sure if you would enjoy that. Yeah, I'll talk to him about it.
I'm tripping motherfucking monkey nuts at the moment, and I'm not off of an acid or shrooms or nothing. I'm just off some frameworks, but good googly moogly, goddamn goodness gracious sakes alive, I am fucked, my boy. I mean, truly, good God. I mean, it is substantial. I was eating dinner and
It's just
I had like,
substantial.
I was so focused on the flavors. I mean, that's probably the dinner that I've enjoyed most out of any dinner in my entire life, out of all the foods I've eaten.
I think I remember it was fish
The
and
food was
vegetables.
good, really, really
If I'm
good, but it
correct.
wasn't like anything worthy of the religious experience I had with it. Um, and
No, though.
oh my lord, just fucking, I literally the last bite I had like I had to close my eyes and I felt like energy running out of my jaw. I don't know if it's been like tension in my jaw, like my body was constricting and how unbelievably delicious it was. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to an audiobook and the audiobook is coming alive like they haven't in a long, long time. I'm seeing it in front of my very eyes and I'm experiencing it fully. You know what I'm saying? I would say the words are coming off the page, but the sounds are going in my ears and they are truly coming to life in front of my eyes. It is an incredible experience. I've yet to parse this out philosophy. That is the next step. I'm parsing it into this conversation right now as I'm speaking. I am currently having a religious experience. I was speaking to my mother a moment ago, and the same thing. I was capable of carrying this particular feeling into that conversation, through that conversation. And I'm staring a bug in the face right now as it stares back into my eyes, and that is a very strange and religious experience, let me tell you, as is every other goddamn thing I come in contact with. Well, I'll leave you with that. I will update you on this framework soon. Um, you better believe it's potent. Say that for everyone, but this one especially. Especially. I've been having full body shudders from how fucking powerful this framework is. It racks me with fucking seizures. Um, oh my god, it's fucking insane. Everything is just wonderful at this moment in time. Um, I still don't know exactly how to communicate this. That's not what I've been working on. This is a framework which appears to grow more potent the more you wield it. It's not one of those wordy frameworks which makes evolutions. It's a new. It's like actually it's old. It's like one of the old ones with the new orb formula built in. I don't know how to explain it at all. We'll actually start working on that hopefully soon. Right now I'm just it keeps hiking in power. The other ones they'd reach a cap and I need to change it to alter it to get to the next level. This one I've been moving for days upwards in levels contained within the same framework. I'm not making changes, I'm not making additions. It's simply growing in power the more I wield it. Like there's a learning curve, which is unbelievably fascinating. But like I said, full body contractions um based on just the overwhelming. I don't want to call it beauty. It's not what it is. I don't want to call it power. It's not what it is. Just becoming, being. I don't know. I don't know. No, they're not human words with which will work in this context. But let me tell you, it's quite nice. I feel like I'm physically transforming into the next step beyond human. Also, in case you were wondering, the framework works with shooting guns quite well.
I'll be able to acquire some of your sub one when I go to Kentucky. Don't mean to speak fresh and supply, but I think the goal is certainly a group trip together. Though I don't think tripping either. I don't think tripping either Devin would be wise. His first experience with Sykes being away from home surrounded by people that he doesn't care for might not be great. Cool. Yeah, of course. Just bring $10. I guess you two, Trevor. Better actually remember to bring your money this time. Have you done trims yet? I used my 7G to make tea last night, but I threw it all up. Kind of felt it hurt. Really, just laid in bed and suffered for a couple hours and passed out. I think shrooms just don't agree with me. That sucks. Have you looked into reports? Others reported that, and is there anything that helps? There are many psychedelic subreddits you could ask. Yeah, I've tried a couple different ways. Nothing really works. I don't think I'll be able to go to Kentucky. Gonna go to South Carolina in like a week and start a sales job. I expect Wolf to call sometime. When are you guys free to call? Whenever. How about you, Trevor? So I can call whenever today. 5 p.m. Sounds good. Actually, we'll be able to Kentucky. Never mind. But yeah, dude. Don't know what changed, but that's awesome. We're looking forward to seeing you. Oh, I just asked my new boss if I could have a couple weeks off in July. He said, yeah. Kind of dumb. Should ask earlier. I'm in voice chat. Sorry, I missed that. I think Ashton is pressure washing right now. Anyways, so I think we should reschedule. Not sure if it'll be ready later tonight or not, but we can call then if we can. Sure, just let me know when you all are free.
I will be ready later tonight. I can call right now if you all can. You always have to deal with the sound of the pressure washing. I think it'd be able to hear me. Anyway. But yeah, while I'm pressure washing, I'm listening to the filter series. How far are you guys into it? I'm on chapter 5. Back to the first book, and
Wow.
I mean, what can I say? Best book series that I've read for a reason. I really did not expect them to be this good going back to them. I really expected it to be nostalgia, at least a little bit, just a little bit of nostalgia. They did it better than I remember, and I remember them as the best book series that I've ever read. I'm literally like, at one
Trevor,
point,
if
I
that isn't
physically
the
turned
best
to,
advertisement you've ever heard to go back and read these books,
Yeah.
I physically looked up into the air if I was going to see it. I was so enamored by his writing. Um, incredible, incredible writing. The tension's still there even after every single turn. And the first time through, I can't imagine. You guys were lucky sons of bitches. That is for sure.
Jesus. God, you should read those books. Now, I mean, now, Trevor, I'm going to reread them right. Like, I'm going to start reading them, like, tomorrow, within the week. You should, you should really should. Just for, like, 15 minutes until you get hooked, because you will get hooked, and then you'll want to listen 8 hours a day, but then you won't, because then you will be done with them in a month, and that would
Yeah.
be unacceptable.
I would do despicable things to forget the entire culture series to read it again.
True. I would skin. Oh my God, the amount of people I would nail to a cross just to read that book series again.
I'm barely on the second chapter. You're cutting in and out, so I can't really hear you. But I can call now if you want to. Yes, that's all.
You guys free? Eating dinner right now. I'll be available soon, maybe 20 minutes or so. I can call now. How about you, Ashton? Jacques, if you want to call, I'll be on voice chat. Oh, Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prohaska. That's funny.
Both of you should watch that fight if you're interested in the job. Trevor, you have to. It's very heavy on jujitsu, so you'll be able to like look at what high level jujitsu and MMA looks like because MMA jiu-jitsu and jiu-jitsu are very different because in one of them you can be punched in the face and the other you can't. So you need to use very different strategies. But so you should really, really watch that fight. One, because it's probably the best fight I've ever seen. Just fucking incredible. Just so fucking chaotic. It's insane. So fast-paced. So ridiculous. Um, and honestly hilarious at some points. Like, it was just so fucking comically insane. And which is very, 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 very good fight. Um, so the guy with the antenna, his name is Yuri Prohaska. He's like this insane guy who punches a tree 500 times a day to strengthen himself and like trains with like samurai swords and stuff. And he's calls himself a samurai, and he's a weird guy. His whole thing is striking. So for him, what he wants to be up on the feet because he also just to like really really set the I don't think I made it clear enough. The year guy, he's only done like 2 or 3 years of jujitsu, and should. Jock, we gotta get you on an Eat Yourself program, Trevor. If you're listening, um, assist me with that. Eat Yourself is going to be the key to getting here. An example of sort of you were asking the other day, how do you find the stuff? I mean, it really is just by looking at the chatter. I'm like the stuff is something separate, and that's what we're really trying to emphasize in the call the other day. But it really isn't because it's sort of just what it becomes after you run it through the orb, sort of just what the chatter becomes after you run it through the orb. That's what the self is. Um, but anyways, eat yourself is simply turning the feeling that you get of looking at reality in relation to the infinite. Um, right, but it's just turning that on yourself, trying to actually actively eat your ego, the chatter, whatever you want to call it, the mind, the thing which is thinking. An example of how that happened to me just now was I was in the music and it was this Japanese bitch and she was speaking and in the song, and then I sort of orbified that the idea of sort of speech and just sort of because I couldn't understand the language she was saying, I just sort of I got hit with this dot texture, which doesn't really get encompassed in words, and it's essentially like that that words have different levels of emotional meaning, and essentially because I couldn't understand what she was saying, I was going to assume that the words that she was saying held massive emotional significance, like religious significance, and that was just sort of an interesting thought texture. But anyway, so that was after one orbification, where essentially it was like I listened to the music and then I hit the music with the orb or the Aesop or the infinite or God or whatever you want to call it. And essentially, I I saw what it was through God's eyes, if you want to put it that way. A bit gay, but it kind of fits what I'm saying. And suits what I'm saying, I should say. And essentially, after that, that's when I moved on to self. And then I essentially got this moment where, after I thought actually the idea of words and the music that I was listening to in that moment, I then turned that on myself, turned that gun on myself per se. Let's say that that the glorification of God was like a weapon, pointing forwards. I pointed it then at myself, the thing which was thinking of the thought of the music. That I then began to orify, to disintegrate with the thought texture of God. And that led to this moment of like terror as I just got completely like I was shedding tears of shed what I like my eyes watered up with tears of beauty, and what was going through my mind was a form of terror, of just being like subsumed into the great ocean. I get those moments often. Um, but yeah, one of many symptoms of orbifying the self, which needs to be the program that we're working on now is eat yourself. Because eat yourself is really the best way to describe how I got to where I am right now. Um, so eat yourself will be the program we get to getting people to here, I think.
Oh, on that note, I think we can go ahead and call it quits. Pretty good day of recording. Not bad.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun.
And we still got another half of this chat to go through. So should be plenty of gold left.
How do we save that? How do we remember we were?
I took a screen, like I took a picture on my phone of the screen, so I know it says
I see.
Thursday 06/16/22.
Yeah, all right. And are there more chats other than this, or just last one?
So other than this one, I think the rest of them are really short. So like, we have this one, which is okay. This one's actually got some length to it. So we gotta go through this one too. Yeah. Okay. So this one has some. This one's just me and you. So this one should also be really good. Oh, I loved that framework. A will question mark is to taste exclamation mark. That one was great. Um, none. This one looks like short as hell. Task board, nothing. Association 2.0. Yeah, short as hell.
Uh-huh.
Short. This one's our newest one. And yeah, so in other words, we have basically the rest of this one, which is the one we were just on. Where is it? I guess it was that one. The one I just clicked. Yeah, we have the rest of this one, which we're halfway through, and then we've got this one, which is probably like half the length of that, or maybe the full length of that. That'll probably take us like 4 hours total, and then the rest will take us like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, that's good. That means we got another 4 hour videos straight in the bank. We just upload those as 10-minute clips every day. That's not bad. That way you've just got a constant like algorithm stream. You know what I mean? You're always hitting it with something that's like just interesting enough that someone might want to watch it, and that way you're
Yeah.
consistently uploading. Nice. Alrighty, well, on that note, brother.
All right. It'll do.